Hello class, this is Dr. Kamal, your instructor for Business 350. I wanted to make a quick video to walk you through how you can use the homework template to approach the solution. And as you know, the homework template is required for submission. I'd also appreciate it if you like this video and subscribe to the channel. That would help me make more videos to support your learning. Week one has two problems. Number one is problem 724. It's basically saying there is a producer of software and they make calls and technical support. They are tracking their time and service, and they create surveys and listing 6 questions. These are the survey questions. And they also have an overall rating for the quality from 0 to 4. This is a scale from 0 to 4, and asking 2 questions. So let's quickly, before we check on the questions, let's go and check on the data. So the data here is, this is the homework template. So this is the original data in gray, and has all the questions and rating from 0 to 4 for all the questions, software rating from 0 to 4. They created a service index and engineer index from 0 to 4, but the index is not straightforward because it's an index. We're not going to get into that. It's not a purpose of this homework, but just take it as it is. This is why you see 2.6 or 3.3, etc. Engineer index, and then resolution time in days and response time in minutes. So what are they looking for? Question A, the company has a service standard of 1 day. So the service standard is 1 day for the mean resolution time, and they ask if there's evidence that this time is more or has been exceeded over 1 day. And if you find outliers in the response time, would these outliers affect your result? And what should you do about them? So that is question A. We'll go back to the data here. Just following the recommendation in the homework template, sort by resolution time, high to low, and get outliers, top 4 numbers, just giving you some guidance. So when you sort by resolution time from high to low, you will see 1, 2, 3, 4 times. They seem to be way off. It takes 71 days, 23 days, etc. These are higher too than 1 day that they have given, but they're not extremely as high as this one. So for the purpose of this problem, we will consider only these 4 as outliers at this time, just for practice. But if you take everything above 1, that will take most of your data out, a chunk of your data out, and that might skew your results as well. So we'll approach it as suggested, just for practice purposes. And what we have here is a table between with outliers and without outliers. So your immediate response, what to do with the outliers, is to eliminate the outliers. But in this case, there's so many above 1, and we will have to approach it. So we'll say we'll consider only these 4 to be outliers, and we will run the test hypothesis and compare the with outliers to without outliers. These top red corners show the formula that you need to use. And I don't want you just to copy and paste or just imitate it. Just understand what the formula is allowing you to do using Excel. So this way you get an average, the mean for the resolution time. And with the outliers, that means everything included. And this, the same formula with the resolution time without the top 4 numbers. This one for the standard deviation. Again, excuse me, for the standard deviation, the hypothesized value that all resolution times is 1 day. Same here. The N is 44 data observations. This one is 40 because we eliminated the top 4 outliers. And then you will use a function for t statistic. Here's the function, and it states the cell position. And so this one, you will calculate the t statistic for both. You will get the critical. This is the critical value that you get from the table. If you remember using the t table, but in this case we will use Excel formula to get it. So we'll get the critical value, and the significance level is 5%. And once you get these, you get to compare critical value to the t statistic and make a decision on those. Question B is test the hypothesis that the average service index is equal to the average engineer index. This way you will assume, you will hypothesize, you will hypothesize that the service index and the engineer index are equal, or they have null difference. And here they are. So we'll take the average of this and the average of that. It's not calculated here, but we can get it in the table. And this is showing you on the side here how to approach that using analytics toolpack in Excel. And if you don't have it, you need to install it. There's so many other pointers on the internet on how to install that. And then you fill this table with the data that you will get from. Basically, this is the table that you will get from running these 2 steps here in Excel analysis toolpack, and you will compare to get the values. Your final responses should look something like this. Quickly to go over this, you will have the comparison, and then you will have the table output, and these will remain the same because the data number is the same, but these will be a little different, and you will compare the hypothesis, etc. Now, in the second problem, it is asking you to basically in a given Excel file to perform a chi-square. The chi-square is, as you know, a non-parametric test. It does not use means or standard deviation because these are parameters of the population. So we're not using them. We are using frequencies, and this is why we call the test chi-square, and is non-parametric test. The way to go about that, you're given the data here on the left side, and you will create a bunch of frequencies as given, and you will float here to see the problem. The count is the frequency. You will count how many said no, how many said yes, how many females and associated with males and females, and you will get to create, and you got the formulas over here, and you will compare the frequencies according to the table, and you will try to make a decision. Your table, once filled, would look like this. So the table here will be filled, and you will make the comparison and make the decision on that as well. So this is it in a nutshell, how you approach the solution. Again, thank you for subscribing, and we'll see you in future videos as well. Thanks.